before the snow and the strangers huddled around a heater, before the screams, before the bodies in the half-flooded bus, before the roar of rushing water, Keitaro Matsumoto was smoking one of his thin Kent cigarettes at 2:45 p.m., taking a break between customers. His beauty salon occupied a single room on the second floor of a building in the Owatari district. He was considering another cigarette when the floor started vibrating beneath his feet. Keitaro was used to earthquakes, and the tremors didn't scare him, but the quake's sound kept expanding. The floor was shaking so hard he couldn't walk. Then, just as the entire building seemed about to come crashing down, the vibrations weakened. A couple minutes later, the wails of tsunami warning sirens rose into the air. When it started, Jun Akazaki was putting his cafe in order, the TV playing in the background. When the first tremor hit, Jun froze, the trembling fixing him in place. The china cups and saucers quivered on their shelves, and then the refrigerator and tables and chairs and every piece of furniture in his cafe, so silent before, began to rattle and shake. There'd been a small quake a couple days before, but nothing like this, as if the earth itself was growling. Tsuneo Sakai was inside Reactor Building 3 at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant when the shaking started. That day, Tsuneo's team was working on the building's plumbing. He was holding a pipe steady while another worker used a metal grinder to carve it open. By the time he felt the shaking, the floor was heaving beneath his feet. The glass of the overhead lights cracked, and then the room vanished into darkness. The earthquake rolled on in the black. Masami Yoshizawa had driven half an hour up the coast from his ranch to pick up a few cans of spray paint. Inside the Kynes home store, he was wandering an aisle between two tall shelves when the quake struck. The first vibration might have been a shiver running down his spine, but soon he realized the whole store was shaking. The towering shelves swayed, tracing wider and wider arcs through the air. A convulsion from deep in the ground seized the building, sending frying pans, plastic buckets, dog food bags, and bottles of window cleaner crashing to the floor. Screams and shouts of surprise echoed through the store. The shaking of the Great Tohoku earthquake and tsunami stilled almost a decade ago, yet it continues to reverberate up and down the coast of northeastern Japan. After the waves came, everyone I met in Tohoku had been shaken. And in a few cases, the tremors had opened up rifts in their lives. Those were the months when the people on the Sanriku coast were picking through the wreckage of their cities and towns, while, to the south, the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant lurched from one catastrophe to another. It was the start of a half-dozen years when, in the aftermath of the disaster, the sense of vulnerability that had infected Japanese society since the early 1990s bloomed into a full-blown crisis. It was the summer I returned to volunteer with the recovery effort. It was a time when, in communities torn apart by the tsunami, I discovered a country different from the one I thought I'd known.